Hey guys, welcome back. This is ChosenArchitect. Today we're going to be jumping back into some more silence mechanisms and trying to figure this upgrade system out. It doesn't go so well, so I hope you guys are ready. So this time around, I wanted to take you guys on a journey with me as we go mining. I haven't really showed too much mining, and I kind of want to bring you guys along with me for that journey. One thing I'm definitely going to need is a void junk upgrade. This guy is definitely going to be needed for this process. Not only this, we're going to upgrade a couple of different things here. Battery is probably going to be the biggest thing. So we're going to really push for our mining upgrade. I guess if I can find it. There it goes. So right here, I guess I was typing it wrong. We're going to need to upgrade our battery. That's definitely one thing. And then go ahead and do the void junk upgrade as well. Now the battery should be pretty easy since we've really fought for the quartz here recently. So I should have tons of quartz just laying around. So there's the upgrade 2, and this will put it at 10 million. Like, this thing is a beast. This thing is a beast. It literally has every upgrade. I mean, we're about to fill this thing to the brim. This thing is going to be a ridiculous mining beast. Now, when we put this void junk upgrade in here, you can see this is like that bar that's filled up right now is where it was at by default, and that's how much extra battery power we're going to have in this thing. 10 million RF worth of storage. But we do have this edit filters button here. So one of the main things that I definitely want to filter is cobblestone. But as we go mining, we're going to discover there's going to be more things than just cobblestone we want to filter. Now, to filter, we open the filter and put the cobblestone inside. And then we need to switch this to blacklist. So if we want to void items, specific items, which I think is the best way to go about this, is to set this to blacklist mode and put the item that you want to void in there. But I do recommend always carrying some cobblestone with you in either one of your storages or something like this, because you are going to need to place cobblestone, and if you're voiding it, you're not going to get it. And we also need to charge this thing. So this only holds 1 million, so getting that amount of charge is going to take a little bit of time. But this isn't the only place we can charge things. We can actually charge it inside of our solar panels, and if we take a look at our solar panels, I think we can upgrade to the tier 5, which will let us put 512 or 4,000 transfer rate instead of what we currently have. I think these are tier 4, right? These are tier 4, but their transfer rate is pretty slow. I can definitely tell you that. But we should have enough for this, which will give us 2 of them for the 4 that we have. And that will get us 512 a tick, which will push us close to the, will push us over the 1,000. So we'll have 1024 RF per tick generation that'll be happening. But it does push us to 2 solar panels that we will only have. And we need to make these photovoltaic cells. Not the most difficult thing in the world to do, as it does require a bit of materials. I don't know. Like I said, this is going to take just a bit of time to charge. It is. We're going to have to wait for this. And I think putting it in these things are going to charge it faster. For sure. You can throw it up here and that will charge it. Putting it in here doesn't work. It just spits it out. I think this is upgrade slots. But putting it up here definitely charges it. But I don't think it's charging it from its internal buffer. No, it only charges it with its active generation rate. So like I was saying before, a lot of you guys wanted to see just the mining process, and this is pretty much what I have been doing off camera. And you guys are like, oh, off camera stuff. Oh no, I'm missing everything. Really, you're not missing too much. And you're wondering, how do I have so many resources? It's because of how good this this mining tool is. I'm literally just stripping everything. It lights everything up, so we don't have to worry about too many mobs. I mean, it's just absolutely insane. And I'm just going in one direction, just like this, just mining out a giant 3x3 tunnel. Super good. And it is kind of satisfying to watch, I'm not gonna lie. But we need a lot of these resources, and I do have this tool in my offhand here. And this is going to let me see when we come really close to diamonds. going to let me go ahead and mine those things up. So after an incredibly long mining session, as you can see, we have dropped this thing down to 3 million RF left in this thing. So we've used a lot. I've managed to fill this entire inventory with stuff and this entire inventory. Yes. Lots and lots of materials I have gathered here that should last me a little while. At least I hope so. A lot of stuff is junk. We don't really need all of this. Like this stuff, it makes really cool looking blocks, but other than that, not really necessary. But I can go ahead and enchant a lot of moonstone, which is going to be really cool. And we have a lot of redstone and stuff to compact once we get back to our base. So, and I end up with what? Almost 3 stacks of diamonds from that. That was a super good run. So we're going to head back. We're going to get everything started here. Of course, I do need to sleep. And then we're going to jump back in to getting some more work done. I mean, we have a lot of stuff to do, right? We have all of this stuff right here that we need to work on. We still need to make this thing a lot faster. And we need to work towards getting to the dragon, being able to fight and kill the dragon, and also working on how we're going to manage the wither, because that's going to make our life a lot easier real soon. We're already getting to that point, but enchantments is what I want to work on. Also, by the end of the day, I want to try and get a setup to boost our silence machines and start working on a process that is hopefully going to start getting us the upgrades that these machines can accept, which I'm kind of excited about that. So I want to start working around with silence mechanisms again. I want to get back into this, and I want to learn a little bit more about how this mod works and start making some upgrades, because I noticed that there are upgrades here, like processing speed upgrades, and we have a little bit more power to play with. So we need to kind of work towards these, but these require plastic sheets, and it's got its own plastic progression in here that requires polyethylene, which of course, to get polyethylene, you need to use a mixer. This is a solidifier. And then the mixer is with water and ethylene. To get ethylene, we're going to have to use a refinery and refine oil. I do know where some oil's at, and we're going to get some things that'll make power and make ethylene. That's this thing's 2 byproducts. So I guess we need to start working on making the actual refinery itself, right? So we have the refinery. We have the mixer we need to make, and then we need a solidifier. All of these things are going to be used to make the plastic that is going to be required for what looks like all of the upgrades. So breaking this down, I mean, we have pretty much everything I think needed to make this. I think each one of these requires this. And we need this frame here. Okay, so we have these. I think each one of these is going to require that. So it looks like the things that we're going to be missing is a little bit of redstone alloy, which is fine because we can make that pretty easy. Some containers, which require some aluminum. Looks like some silver is going to be needed. This is going to be steel. This does show that it is this bismuth steel, I believe, which requires this ore here and coal dust and that. I don't know if this is specific to that, but I have found some of this ore. This is coal dust, iron dust, and ore chunks. All of which should be pretty easy for me to get a hold of. Yeah, for the most part. The refinery is going to be aluminum steel. Can we make aluminum steel? Aluminum, coal, and yeah, it's very, very straightforward. And then we have electrum ingots, which should be silver and gold, which it is. Heating elements, which is copper, more redstone alloys. So we definitely need to get these things made, which isn't going to take too much. I will go ahead and break down the hopper here because we need to separate these things. And my alloy machine needs to probably go in its place here so it can be nice and powered. Okay, so everything's looking good here. We just have to start getting the things going. So coal, for one thing. I have tons of coal in here, by the way. Coal needs to be broken down, and we need to get that crushed because we're going to need a lot of that crushed. After that is crushed, we need redstone here with some iron, which I think I'm running a little bit low on iron, which is okay. I'm going to do 32 of that. The rest of this iron I do need to get processed. So we'll work on that after the coal is done, and then I'll get that cooked up. But for right now, we can work with what we got. And this is going to be processing our alloys. I pretty much got to wait for this stuff to happen. So I'll be back once most of this is done and we have pretty much everything ready to go to start working with our machines. While I was looking at the recipes a little bit closer, I noticed that this requires some brass. And we can't actually make brass. As much mining as I've done, I have not actually encountered zinc. So I'm pretty sure that this is a bug. And the way I'm going to get around it to be able to push forward to be able to use this mixer is just to, I guess, substitute brass for some copper I have. I'm guessing, because that's I don't think anything else will work here. So I am going to use brass, or I guess we could use bronze. Bronze would make a bit more sense to use. So I'll just basically scrap some bronze and basically use that to spawn it in. There's nothing else I can do here other than just to spawn this thing in, because I can't go in and just change the recipe. Now everything else is perfectly fine. Making electrum, fine. We have silver and gold, like that's not a problem. So the mixer is kind of an issue right now, so unfortunately can't make it, which kind of is a problem because we can't make the upgrades if that's the case. So that'll be something that I think I checked, it is on the issue tracker. I don't know if it'll ever be fixed, but you know, it's just something to look at. So for the most part, I have all the machines ready to go. And we kind of need to get these placed in a particular order to help us with our connectors and connecting everything up with our controller, because I do want to get this thing kind of automated. So first things first, we got to get a fluid into our refinery, and we're going to refine oil. So the main thing is going to be a tank, which is going to go here. This tank is going to have oil in it. I'm going to be filling this up. This is a tank from RF Tools Utility. It's pretty much the only tank that I found that is in here. And then we're going to take that and go into a refinery. All right, so we can place all these things next to each other. Then we're going to use a mixer, right? Take a look at the thing. The mixer is going to need water. Oh, that's right. We're probably going to need a sink as well. Then the solidifier, right? We can place it next to each other. And the diesel generator is going to be producing some power. And then how we're going to get power to start everything running, because this should be self-sufficient, I think. I have no idea. We're going to use a little backup power, which is going to be this generator up here. We might actually, you know what? We might need this generator to be separate or separated from everything. I might throw it back here right now. And we also need a sink back there. So I'm going to need to grab a sink real quick. It shouldn't take too long. This sink is going to provide us with a little bit of water. And I think we should be good. Place down the controller right here. And then connect everything up. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. Just the right amount of connectors. So I remember this being the case. I need cables in order for these connectors to want to connect properly. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this up with cables just to make sure that these connect. And voila, they're all connected. And we can remove these. We don't need these up here. But we need them for some reason to be able to connect, which is kind of weird. But yeah, once you get everything, you're good. Okay, so here's the fun part. We need to go get some oil. I'm going to be taking this tank here. And we are going to go gather some oil up. I need to grab another bucket. Or do I have a bucket in here? No, I don't. So yeah, we're going to go find a place where some oil's at. And then we're going to get started with automating this thing. And it should inevitably make plastic, which will be great. Right here is exactly what I'm looking for. And there's a bunch of oil in here. So we should be able to fill this thing up with some oil. Yes, it doesn't really have a screen that shows us, but whenever it's in our inventory, it does show us how much fluid is in there. Ah, we can start to see it now. There we go. So now we can see an indicator, and we can kind of see what fluid it is on the side. That's good to know. So yeah, I'm going to fill this thing all the way up with as much of this oil as possible. You could, however, use a builder to do this as well. You can set the builder to fluid mode, and you could pull all this oil out with a builder. But I'm going to be taking the the weird route and just pulling it all out by hand. So now that we have our oil ready to go, I guess it's going to be time to hook up some power. Go ahead and get this started so we have some base power here, and get our power line and channel set up. We set to energy, create, and then we need to check our energy block here, which is going to be extract, and everything else needs to be, well, actually this doesn't need anything. You can close that. All your machines are going to need to be insert. So there we go. Get these all inserted, and even this channel needs to be insert. I don't know if it needs a little bit of power to jumpstart this thing. I think it does. I'm gonna have to go get another coal generator, which we have like four or five of them. Let's see. Coal generator, perfect. And I'll grab some of the coal out of the other one. I think it needs a little bit of power just to get started before it'll even decide it wants to work. Right? There we go. That should provide power to this, and that should allow the power to functionally go everywhere. I think I said that right. All right, so other channels. This is where we're limited to 8 channels, which should be fine. But we're going to need a channel that's going to be separate for pretty much everything here. Pulling out fluids. This is going to be the fun part. We basically need the oil here to go into the refinery. And then the refinery, let's see, let's take a look at the oil. We need to make sure that we're doing this correctly. The oil goes in the refinery and gets separated into 2 different parts. Okay. So let's go ahead and show this transferring from here. This will be a fluid create in this channel. And it's going to be pulling from this tank, which will be extract. Right here, and it needs to go into the refinery. So this will be an insert channel. So what we should have is we should have that extracting. It may not be for some reason. Extracting from here, going into the refinery. But it's not seeming to want to do that. Strange. This might not work. These connectors may not want to transfer. Let's go ahead and pull this out and dump this in first. This, I hope this isn't manual or going to be forced to be manual. That would be a bummer. Oh wait, our mixer. Why is our mixer receiving oil? Wait a minute. The mixer should not be receiving oil, but it did. Something's wrong here. Mixer should not be receiving oil. I wonder if these are labeled wrong. Like they're showing up as the wrong block. Because this oil needs to come out of here. And I don't think we can get it out. I think that is stuck. I don't even think breaking it fixes it. Oh, it does. Alright, oil is going into there. We need that to stop. Oh man, this is not working. So here's the problem. Here's the issue with this. This is actually, if we click it, it shows it's a refinery, but it's actually the mixer. So we're going to have to identify these differently. We need to find exactly where the refinery's at. Which is, it's showing up as the mixer. That is a problem. So we'll set that to insert, then that now fills. And then we need to remove this. So these are backwards. For some reason, they're showing up separately, and they shouldn't. So we're going to have to double check every time now. All right, so we want to move diesel on its own channel to the diesel generator. Let's make sure that we know where the diesel generator is. Here it is. Okay, it's saying the solidifier is the diesel generator, so that's not true. This is going to make things a lot more confusing. Okay, so the icons are correct. The naming on the tags are not correct. So this is the diesel generator, and you can kind of see it off the side. For some reason, it's got something to do with like being selected here. I have no idea why it's doing that, but let's create another fluid channel here. And this one should be a little bit easier because we can go, okay, this is coming from the refinery. We need a pull from the refinery, which is this looking block here. We'll create this, and it will be extract. And then it'll be insert into this, which says it's a solidifier, but it's the diesel generator, and that'll be an insert. And that should fill, hopefully, which it's not, with diesel. For some reason, that is not wanting to function. Yeah, we'll take a, I mean, we're taking a look at here. I mean, this should be extracting from this refinery, which says it's a mixer. This is so confusing. We can set a filter on here. So maybe we can try and set the filter to only be diesel on this extract. Will that work? It's not working. So for some odd reason, I even tried changing this out to an advanced connector to see if maybe that would work. It just doesn't want to function at all. So I'm going to remove channel 3 and I'll show you. We'll set this to a fluid channel. Correct. This is a fluid channel. Create. And then I want to take this stuff to the diesel generator, right? So the diesel generator should be an insert. I want to insert diesel into the diesel generator. Now the refinery, which is right here, I want to extract. But it's not working. So we're pretty much limited to a bucket here. And manually putting this in for right now. I don't know why. And I don't even know if I can get the ethanol out properly. The ethylene. The ethylene is in here, but I do want to see if I can maybe get the ethylene into the mixer and get water into the mixer. So let's create a new fluid channel. I mean, this is technically how it should be. And we'll set this to extract on the water. We need to get it inside of the mixer, which is this right here. So we also want this to be on extract as well. And then the mixer to have an insert channel right there. So that should be getting water, but it's putting oil in there. So something is wrong. Our channels should not be combined like this. Maybe these need to be set to priority. Because that should not be letting oil in there. But it is. This is broken. I think I'm going to have to do this all manually. Wow, except for the power. So I guess this is how it's going to be, because we pretty much have to, I guess, put the fluids in separately and do it manually, because our current cabling system is just not working. Kind of a bummer. So like if I fill this up here, yeah, it is kind of a bummer. And I don't know, is our upgrades, do they have, like, this is a processing one, output, chance, upgrade, energy capacity, okay, energy, range, upgrade. None of these have to do with moving things around. So I'm thinking it's got something to do with way or XNet. Maybe we do need all advanced connectors, or I'm just going crazy. I have no idea why this is functioning the way it is. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. I wouldn't put that past myself, but you never know. So here we are producing polyethylene. That's what we intentionally wanted to make. And then over here, we of course have a lot of power, which this is powering everything. At least the diesel generator is doing its job. It's powering all this stuff. But we need to get the polyethylene out. So there we go. And we have 2 buckets of it, and that needs to go into the solidifier. And then the solidifier can do its job, which is going to be making plastic. All of that to get some upgrades going. I know. Sounds ridiculous, but yeah, I guess it's a random chance with your bucket too, because you never know when you're going to get a bunch of diesel. So that's where this comes in handy, because I can just dump a diesel in here. And eventually, I guess diesel will show up on the front of it when there's enough in there. There we go. And we know that that is diesel. Fun. Fun, fun. Throw the ethylene in there, and then make sure we get a bunch of buckets of water in there. There we go. All the water. All manual, as we all love it that way. And then this should pull out the rest. There we go. And our buckets are producing the polyethylene. This is producing the plastic. And there we go. We have our plastic pellets. And the plastic pellets can then be crafted into plastic sheets. Wow, that takes a lot to get these upgrades. Especially since we can't automate it. Even though I really wanted to automate it, it's probably just a limit to, unfortunately, the 1.14, just not all the mods being fully updated. And, you know, it's something we have to work around. There's not many things that, like pipe, to help us move fluids around, right? We have buckets, and I mean, I don't know how well the fluid transfer works with refined storage, but yeah, we're kind of limited with fluids. So anyways, this is working pretty good. Let's get our upgrade, and let's see if our upgrades even work. We may have done all this progress and know that these upgrades just don't work at all. So this does 50% more energy used and 50% increase on the speed. Now I want to smelt things faster. So this is something I really want to do with smelting, and we don't have enough plastic. Wow, yeah, that requires a lot of plastic for that upgrade, but I mean, I guess it makes sense. That upgrade is quite extensive. Can you upgrade like your diesel generators and make your generators work faster? Because that would be a bit insane. Like if you could make your generators produce way more power on the diesel generator, that might be worth it alone on the diesel generator. We might try that. That might be the thing we upgrade first. That gives us 2. So I guess we could try it twice. I mean, I guess it probably shouldn't work on a diesel generator, should it? That doesn't sound like it should work because it's not upgrading the energy cost. Even though it should increase the fuel consumption. I don't think that that's how this works. No, and I don't know how I don't know if you right click the item on there. I would assume so. You can't do that. That's your input. Shift right click on it. I wonder if these just are not compatible yet. Like what things would use these upgrades? The thing you would want to upgrade the most would be your advanced crushers and things. Because like your crusher, you can't upgrade it. Oh. I don't know where these go. It can't go, I mean, it could be put here, but that's redstone mode. I don't know. Maybe you guys can let me know down in the comments below how these things function, because maybe they're just not fully implemented yet. That's kind of the feeling I'm getting behind this. Ouch. Like, these are not used. Oh, man. Anyways, at least we got a diesel generator going and we can produce a bunch of diesel and have power for a while. And I wonder how many of these diesel, I mean, they're easy to make. These diesel generators might produce quite a bit of power. I have no idea of knowing. And it looks like it's efficient. So it doesn't actually consume more of the diesel when it's not active or needing power from it. That's interesting. And I'm also wondering, why has this stopped? Has this completely decided it's not going to transfer power either? It's not even wanting to transfer power from the diesel generator. So weird. Yeah, these are working really weird, and the power stuff is just not functioning. But anyways, wow. All of that craziness all in one episode. I hope you guys, you know, played along with me. I have no idea on this one. This mod kind of, I don't know if it's just not finished, which I think that's probably something to do with it. Anyways, let me know down in the comments below if you have any ideas or if you know what the issue might be. Guys, I'll see you in the next episode. If you haven't clicked that subscribe button, I highly recommend doing so. And also ring that notification bell so you guys will be notified when I post videos just like this and you don't miss out on them. Guys, I'll see you in the next episode. And as always, thanks for watching.